Appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dion's Daily Dose. Today is Saturday, the 13th, June 2020. So I didn't get a chance to go live last night. I tried to set it up. We were at the fish fry at the VFW in Lake Station, and delicious, by the way. Son really enjoyed it. It was good. My streaming software apparently only works from laptops, desktops, etc. So I wasn't able to link it up, and I was like, well, I could do it, I guess, individually, but I decided to just encourage everyone to support your local veterans organizations. Tonight, short video, a couple things I want to tell you about. Apparently, this whole CHAZ thing is not an isolated incident anymore. It is apparently a phenomenon that is taking off. Let me show you, what I mean. So apparently this is not just in Seattle anymore. It is coming closer to home. Protesters occupy University of Chicago police headquarters, demanding that the department be abolished. Oh, wait a minute. What is going on here?
Around 10:15 at the pilot truck stop, the victim told police a man wearing a mask pointed a gun at the victim's head and took the victim's car. A DeMont police officer first spotted the stolen black Mitsubishi going north on I-65 near Roselawn in Jasper County. The officer was going to pull the car over but couldn't. He was having issues with the emergency lights and eventually lost sight of the car near Lowell. Two troopers saw the stolen car and tried to pull the car over near Crown Point, but the suspect did not stop and led police on a chase. At some point, the car had a flat tire, and that's when police say the suspect got out of the car and began shooting at troopers.
Okay, so that's what's going on with that. Here's the thing. Protesters have locked themselves inside the campus police headquarters at the University of Chicago, and now they say, you ready for this? Officers won't let anyone bring them food. They are sad because DoorDash won't bring them food, or mommy or whoever actually takes care of these people, because we know that they are incapable of taking care of themselves. They have been holding a sit-in since Friday afternoon. Other students gathered outside overnight to support the activists. They want the school to abolish the university's police department. Now, let me just point something out, right? This is just one thing that I would like to say. Whoops. Okay. Look, these are the same people who insist that there is a culture on campus where certain crimes are not prosecuted. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Remember, we got to be very, very careful now, because somebody might get offended and I might get banned or get some kind of strike against me or all that other ridiculous stuff. They have a culture on campus, according to people, where certain crimes are allowed to happen. But these are the very people that are sitting in there saying, but why can't my mom bring me Taco Bell? And saying they want the police department abolished. The police department that prosecutes the crimes that they say they're, follow the logic. It is possible, difficult, I know, but possible. You can follow the thought process, because according to them, police are bad. And I get it from their perspective. I get it. Remember that they have been brainwashed in a very large degree. I mean, here's what it comes down to. Rich has a great idea, right? Lock the door there. When they get hungry enough, they'll come out. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in this CHAZ place, right? They are actually asking for clothing, chargers, batteries, lighters, cigarettes. I thought you wanted to be autonomous. I thought you wanted to be a whole other country. I thought you wanted to be an independent nation. Well, then set up some trade agreements, right? What do you have? What do you produce? Oh, you don't produce anything. Okay, well, what sort of natural resources do you? Nothing? Okay, well, what can you use, right, for currency to purchase these items? Oh, you don't have any income. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to set up an equitable trade agreement, right? Because you want things, you want stuff, right? How do you get stuff? You either give me stuff or you pay for it, right? You wanted to be autonomous. Well, guess what? Being autonomous means not getting stuff, right? It's the level of entitlement is unbelievable here. It really, really is. It is absolutely incredible. And Mary, happy birthday, my dear. Happy birthday indeed. Yeah. and you're right. I mean, I'm sorry. Is it hard there? Now, I did see this post where allegedly they let a bunch of homeless in, and the homeless people took all their food. I haven't been able to confirm that that's an actual post from inside of CHAZ, or whether it was satire or somebody playing a joke. I don't know, so I'm not going to report it as fact. I'm not sure yet. And that's it, Rich. That's what it comes down to. Yep. Yeah. Look, I am in favor of discipline. I am not in favor of beating. There's a difference between a beating and discipline. I used to have to pick up my own switch. I used to count the different number of objects that my mom would beat me with because I got disciplined, right? But I'm going to tell you, I never, ever would talk to my mother the way some of these people talk to their parents. It is absolutely unbelievable. Some of these videos going around of people just being utterly disrespectful to their parents and grandparents. It's mind-blowing. So let me share this story with you. And I know it's New York Post. Somebody might cry that, but it's a right wing. It's worth it, right? Listen, protester in Seattle's CHAZ demands white demonstrators give out cash, right? And there's a video. I'm not going to play the video, but a protester in the police-free district set up by demonstrators in Seattle demanded that white demonstrators fork over $10 to their black counterparts, urging protesters to donate. Listen to this. Here's the quote. I want you to find, by the time you leave this autonomous zone, I want you to give $10 to one African-American person from this autonomous zone, said the unidentified protester, speaking to dozens inside the area near their city's East Precinct that was abandoned by police last week following blah, 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 blah. Quote, if you have a hard time giving $10, you got to think, are you really down with this struggle? Are you really down with the movement? He said, if that is a challenge for you, I'm not sure you are in the right place. The demand was met with cheers and applause from a crowd. Now, look, my question to all of these people is, why aren't you, do you have any money left? You do? Well, then why aren't you giving it out? It's the very same thing that we've seen time and time and time again. We have these people who allegedly are down with the movement, to use his words, right? Are you down with the movement? But these very same people, these rich white liberals, because that's predominantly what it is. It's these rich white liberals who have grown up. and I'm going to be very clear, right? There is such a thing as so-called white privilege, but it's not a racial thing. It's a rich thing. It's absolutely a rich thing, especially rich white people, right? And I'm not talking about somebody who busts their butt at the steel mill or a factory job and has worked their way up, or even doctors, right, to a degree. I'm talking about these people, these CEOs. Logan, yeah, I'm with you. Rich, exactly. Exact. Trust fund babies. Thank you. Yes. These people that are so guilty, right? They're guilty because they didn't work, earn anything that they have. That's truly privilege. They were handed everything since day one. You know, the old adage, right? Born with a silver spoon in your mouth. It's people like that literally have been handed everything since day one, have been spoiled rotten as children. You see them nowadays still in the store. There's a video that went around of this kid who was crying, like livid, because his parents bought him the wrong color Lamborghini. Really stop and think about that. He was angry. I mean, livid. Maybe it was a Lamborghini or an Aston Martin or a Porsche, some ridiculous car that the vast majority of us will never even get to drive, much less own. And he was given this car, no strings attached. Here you go. Boom. And he was mad. There's one kid got a BMW and drove it into the lake because it was the wrong color. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Just Google it. It's out there. Usually I try to provide links and everything, but it's out there. What? I'm here to tell you, my son, if my kid, I got him a car. I don't even care if it's what's the like a Ford Focus, right? I don't care if it was a Focus, a raggedy, busted up, rusted out Focus. He drove it into the lake because it was the wrong color. I would never buy him something again. Period. Especially something like a BMW or a Lamborghini or something like, are you kidding me? First of all, why are you buying your 17? I think it was like 16, 17, 18, somewhere right in there. Why are you buying a kid something that costs that much money? First of all, and once again, it starts with the parents, right? It starts with the parents. But it's these, going back to the original topic, it's these people that truly don't understand what it's like to have real associations with people. Either they've had their butt kissed their entire life because daddy was a big shot or mommy was a big shot, or they go to college where the professor talks about oppression and all these other things and fills their head with grand delusions of communist land and how socialistic structures are fantastic. Because we all know our way of life is under assault. There are definitive lines on. I don't know if you've seen this, but the New York Times has actually put out, I believe it was a tweet, but it might have been a story, where they are actually telling teenagers in particular, people, but teenagers in particular, to demand from their relatives, friends, neighbors, if they do not support Black Lives Matter, then they're not going to call them or visit them. And they're telling them to tell this to grandma, grandpa, Aunt Betty, whomever, right? If you don't support this, then I'm not going to visit you. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to talk to you. Yeah. Yeah. And even Dan Bongino, I want to make sure I said his name right. Even Dan Bongino, see, I still messed it up. Even Dan Bongino talked about it recently on his show. He said it's hitting close to home, right? My assumption is that someone told his daughter, because I know that he has a teenage daughter, and they are attempting to brainwash our children, right? Now, I'm going to show you. You've all probably seen this, right? Yes, Michelle. By all means, we did enjoy it. It was a fantastic time. Again, make sure you support your local veterans organizations. They need you desperately. The COVID shutdown has made many of them very, very close to losing their lodge, to losing their heads, their utilities, stuff like that. Go to their fish fries, go to their rummage sales, go to whatever they're having. Make sure you support them. If you can't make it, get some money, right? If you got a few extra bucks, $5, $10, $100, right? Yes, I absolutely donating to a politician you truly believe in, not the same old, right? Not the career politicians, forget them. But politicians that you truly believe are out to change the system, by all means, donate to them. But veterans organizations are bigger than one election. They're bigger than one politician. They're bigger than one group. It's massive. It's nationwide. Help your local one any way that you can. Find it, give them a call. Hey, what can I do to help you? Right? But let me show you. Let me see if I can find it. All right. This is fascinating. If you go to donate to, let me see here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Okay. Boom. Okay. So if you go to, where's it at? All right, let's click on donate. Okay. Now, I want you guys to see this because it's really important that you see this. If you go to donate to Black Lives Matter, I think it's really important. If you look up here at the top, actblue.com, right? Act Blue. Now, there's fact check out there that's like, no, it doesn't go to the DNC. I'm not going to tell you it goes to the DNC. I can't confirm that at this time. But what I can tell you is that Act Blue is definitively the same donation company that DNC uses. Figure it out yourselves, look it up yourselves, do the research. But it is the same company. Act Blue handles donations for the Democratic National Committee the same way that WinRed does the same for the Republican National Convention, right? The RNC. Act Blue, WinRed, two different things. Act Blue just happens conveniently to be the same donation site that Black Lives Matter uses. Bear in mind as well that you have media that is controlled by the left who is telling you to donate. Remember, pushing that out there. How it's all sorted, I'm not going to get into all that. By all means, do your own research. We have seen a consistent uptick in crazy events, right? We have college kids who are all the way on the left. Let's see here. Let me just see something. Let's see what we have. Okay, so apparently so far we only got, I just put in protesters take over police station, and it looks like so far Seattle is still the only one for now. Oh, Michael. Okay, so Michael says I need a setup like this so I can broadcast and show computer screens. Get with me after the broadcast, and I will tell you what program I use, and you can actually just screen share. It's not that difficult. I'm going to tell you, I'm not super tech savvy either. It was pretty easy to set up and get going, Michael. You can do screen share on it, and then as long as you use a different browser, it's super simple. Like for example, this one here is StreamYard. That's what I use. Look it up. It's not hard to set up. I'm going to keep this pretty short tonight. I got a much better one planned for tomorrow. And again, remember, we're going to have a very smart cookie on very soon, Thursday, Sean Graham, and he knows a lot more about currency and stuff than I do. We're going to talk about the Fed. We're going to talk about gold/silver, rainbow currency backed with something tangible versus just paper that gets printed off. We're going to talk about central banks. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. That should be fun. And there's other that's coming up. So I hope you'll stick with me. It's a little transition period going from, running for Congress to this temporarily until we got the big announcement for what is coming up. But there's so much crazy in the world. And I want to tell you, a lot of the stuff that a lot of the broadcasts that I had were very, very political. This is what I believe, and that's what it was about. I'm going to branch out a little more now. It's not to say that I'm going to completely eliminate the political stuff, because I'm not. Where there's talk of potentially running for another seat somewhere. But what I'd like, my vision for the show, what I would like to see is, I would like to see and talk to and have as guests on movers and shakers in Northwest Indiana. And I don't mean politicians. I mean people, small business owners, people that want to change the system for the better, people that want to improve their communities, people that want to reach out and talk and let their message be heard. This is my platform. This is my show. You won't be censored here. You can say whatever you like, right? I may not. I'll have some people on that I don't agree with, right? I may disagree with them, but I wholeheartedly support their right to say whatever's on their mind, right? I've had people on before who weren't exactly PC, who didn't use safe for work language. My buddy Jim, for example, he's got a little bit of a foul mouth. I actually expected when we had that, I figured I'd slip too, but I think I did a pretty good job of keeping it clean. He's not safe for work, and that's okay. We're grown adults, right? We can do that. If you know of someone that think that you really believe their voice should be out there more, that should be heard, have them get in touch with me. talk@dionbergeron.com. I'll throw the banner up there real quick. If you have an idea for an episode that you think I should focus on, let me know. We're still doing the transition. We're still trying to figure out good quality content for you, but I'm going to tell you, I'm looking forward to it, right? It's a little bit free, at least, for now. I can talk about whatever I want. I can say whatever I want because I'm not worried about trying to get you to hit that button. I'm never going to censor myself as far as content. I'm never going to worry about what people think per se, because I think there are a lot of people like me that are tired of being quiet. I think there are a lot of people that see what's going on in the news and just the sheer insanity that it's hard to be a conservative nowadays, right? You get called every name in the book. You get told you're this, you're that. You get ridiculous. I want to point out one last thing before we go. For those of you, I'm not sure if you've seen this. I'm actually going to bring this up real quick. Let me go to my page. And two things, actually, real quick. If you don't follow my personal Facebook, you may not have seen this. Let me share this and I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's get rid of the banners here. All right, so here we go, right? So first of all, there's a bar in Griffith, right, called Lucille's. Now, the thing that there's really quickly I want to touch on is in this article, right, it says, it's an article from the NWI Times, and the protesters are out there because apparently this the lady who owns the bar says some off the wall stuff, right? Here's the part that I want you to really look at. Quote from the article, quote, Mance said the town looking into pulling Lucille's liquor license following the controversial remarks. A town Griffith is considering pulling a liquor license over Facebook posts. Think about that for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. A town is actually considering pulling a liquor license over quote controversial Facebook opinions. It's the lady's opinions. You don't like how she thinks? Don't go to her bar, right? Don't go there. Look, I've read some of the stuff that she posted, and it's like, yikes. I just don't go to the bar, right? And again, people have the right to protest if that's how they want to spend their Friday, Saturday afternoons, whatever, fine. But the government actually looking to shut down a business for something that they said, not an action, not a threat. None of these things that they said were threats or could be construed as intentions of harm or anything like that, right? And it's not even the business's Facebook page. It's her personal Facebook. And yeah, she said some pretty outrageous stuff. But a town is considering pulling her license for something that she said? What? Okay, so then let me show you one more thing. So and then we'll get out of here. Let me get back to it. So look at this, right? Is it still here? It is. Okay. Get this, right? New Hampshire Democratic Senator, working class parents don't have intelligence to oversee their kids' education. And this is an actual quote, right? This is an actual quote from this lady. Working class parents without college degrees aren't capable of overseeing their own children's education. These people, and by these people, I mean lefties, right? Not necessarily Democrats, because we know there are a lot of moderate Democrats. There are a lot of Democrats that are like, ooh, the stuff that's going on, I talked to a lot of them when I went to the polls, right? They're like, yeah, we don't really OC, we don't really like Omar, we don't really like Tlaib, these far lefties, Sanders, stuff like that. It's not us, right? We're moderates, we're liberals, but we're not progressives. We're not lefties. These lefties believe they're better than you. By all means, bar none, it is what it is. Yes. And again, Michael points it out exactly. Just like Seattle, caving to the loud but few on their self-proclaimed autonomous zone. Squeaky wheel gets the grease. There's a reason we're called the silent majority. Now, I am silent no longer, right? I'm going to say what's on my mind, and I believe a lot of you share these opinions, but ultimately, it's my opinions. And I'm going to tell you that these people have absolutely no shame when it comes to believing that their degree from the liberal college of their choice is far more valuable than your life experience or your intelligence or the time that you've put in working and doing this and doing that. They think they're superior, right? And that's what it comes down to. And we see it over and over again. There's no shortage of evidence for this. It's just the way it is. So I appreciate you coming out to join me. Tomorrow's show will be a bit better planned, and I got some good links for you. So with that, God bless you, and God bless the USA.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2020. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.